Ready to manifest the money, business, and life of your dreams? Do you wish you had more ease and flow in your business, your finances, your relationships, and everything else? There's a way to manifest simply, easily, and effectively without exhaustion, and I'm here to show you how. Hey there, I'm Elise McDowell, money mindset mentor and seven-figure CEO. And in this podcast, I will teach you how to reshape your money mindset, manifest consistent money, increase your business sales, transform your self-concept, and create the life of your dreams through the power of your mind. I'm here to help you go all in on you so you can go big in everything you're here to do. Let's get into the show.
We are already halfway through the year. And whether you feel like the last 6 months moved mountains or barely moved the needle, I need you to know you still have time. You still have time. Time to shift, time to rise, time to manifest goals that feel too big or too bold or too unrealistic, but only if you're willing to do the one thing most people avoid, and that is change who you believe you are. So today, I'm going to be walking you through 5 powerful principles to become the version of you who already has what she wants, so that the second half of 2025 becomes your most abundant, aligned, and expansive season yet. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Girls That Manifest. I'm Elise McDowell, your host, and I am so excited to bring you this episode because it is literally the midpoint of this year. And I know how fast things can change, how much you can create, how much you can achieve, how much you can do, who you can become in just 6 months, hell, even in 3 months. I know how fast it can change. I've done this so many times. I've achieved so many goals. I've gone up to so many things, and I've always achieved them much faster than I expected to when I got super, super focused on this one thing. And that is, of course, self-concept. If you focus on being the person who already is where you want to be, with what you want to have, already at the end, already having achieved the goal, oh my God, the work's done for you. You don't even need to listen to this episode. But obviously, we can have trouble with it, right? We can have obstacles that come up as we're trying to do this work. So that's why I want to tackle this subject and help you really get what you want in the next 6 months. Because it's going to go fast. And I want you at the end of this year saying, holy fuck, it all happened. So of course, how we do that, we have to start with the foundation of self-concept work, right? Because before you can manifest anything, you need to believe that you're someone who can. And that means you have to raise your own value in yourself. The value that you hold about yourself, you've got to raise it. No more seeing yourself as someone who always falls short, or someone who has to work 10 times harder, or someone who always just misses the mark. I don't know how many people I've met who have always felt like some kind of sacrifice has to be made in order to get what they want. A perfect example is love or money. You can't have both. You have to pick one. A career or a family. You can't have both. You have to pick one. It is bullshit. You can have both. You can have love and money. You can have a career and a family. It is how you choose to perceive the whole thing and yourself with it. Maybe in the past, people didn't know and didn't think that it was an option, so they didn't allow themselves to think of that. But we're in a different world. We're in a different time. Everything is available to us. If we decide what we want and we hold that vision with conviction, we hold the state, the self-concept that we get to have it all in the ways that we want, it's going to happen. But so often, a lot of us default into thinking that there has to be sacrifice involved. We cannot have it all, but it's not true. So we've really got to focus on self-concept work, how we see ourselves, what we are truly choosing to believe about ourselves. And that's why I say raising your own value. This isn't coming from a place of like, you are low value, so you need to raise it and increase your external value. No, it's not, it's not that at all. Inherently, you are valuable. But the self-concept in which you're operating right now may be hindering your ability to see that, right? You can also look at this as worthiness. How many of you feel unworthy? And it may be in specific areas of your life, or it may be across the board. But if you feel unworthy about certain things, about what you allow yourself to have, how much money you allow yourself to have, how much love you'll let yourself have, if you feel unworthy of any of it, you're going to sabotage it. And you're not going to allow yourself to have the depth or the abundance of it that you actually want. You're going to get in the way of it because your self-concept will not allow you to surpass what you believe about yourself. It won't allow you to rise higher than that because it violates your self-concept. So that's why we've got to look at it. And that's why I think raising your value and how you see yourself is going to be such an important thing for you to focus on over these next 6 months. Because it's not just about, waking up at 5 a.m. or going to the gym every day or writing down your goals or even journaling every day. It's got to be changing you from within. You have to start seeing yourself differently if you have been sabotaging yourself or if you have been stuck in the same fucking place for the last 6 months and you feel like you haven't moved at all. That's got to be your main focus. It's the world within that you are inhabiting. There is something off there because you're not moving forward, right? So raise your value. One of the best things you can do is start talking to yourself in ways that are loving, in ways that are kind, in ways that feel like deep respect and reverence for yourself. Because I bet you haven't been talking to yourself like that. I bet you've actually been talking to yourself in very not nice ways. I cannot emphasize how important this step is, because what it's going to do is if you invest in this now and you continuously pour into yourself and raise the value that you have of yourself, 6 months down the track, you're going to have achieved your goals and it's going to have been in the most incredible way. You're going to have manifested them in the ways that you wanted, in the conditions that you wanted, or even better than you wanted. You're not going to get to that point where you've got it, but other things are off. You don't quite have the full picture yet. The self-concept is what holds the full vision. It's what holds the full experience. But you have to make sure that you have risen with it. You've not just gotten the goal, but you haven't grown with it, right? That's what we want to focus on. So the next thing you need to do is decide the end. Decide the end. Decide what the outcome is. Decide what the achievement of the goal or goals is. And live from that place. Because the biggest thing I see every single person do, and I'm not exempt from this, is that everyone instead obsesses over and remains in how to get what they want. The journey, the process, trying to figure it out, all the details. They're in the wanting, the chasing. They're still in trying to figure it all out. Like, how can I make this happen? How can I achieve this goal? What strategies can I do to get there? What path should I take to make it happen? Instead of just assuming they already have it. Instead of seeing themselves having already obtained or achieved or received or become the goal. They're still in the wanting, they're still in the chasing, still in the proving, and there is a disconnect there. Obsessing over the how creates more obsessing over the how. Already living in the end creates more of already living in the end. So I want you to get really clear today and imagine it's January 1st, 2026, and you are either contemplating over the last 6 months or you're telling a friend about what unfolded. And I want you to think about, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you celebrating? What happened over those last 6 months that has you feeling amazing? Who did you become? Who are you right now? What fears and blocks and obstacles did you walk through? What opportunities did you say yes to before you even felt ready? What version of you showed up and changed everything? That's the frequency you want to live from now. You're already there. Be the person who's already way ahead of everyone else because she's already living the goals. She's already living the desires from the place of having already achieved them. She's already in the end. Decide what that end is. So many people are so unclear on what the end looks like. But when you decide the end and persist in it, your reality will begin to organize around it. Which brings us to the next part. You have to cease double-mindedness. You really have to stop going back and forth. This either or energy, this wishy-washy, wobbly, I can't make up my mind energy, because it's fucking you over. A scattered mind creates scattered results. And so many people stay in this energy for years, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the 6-figure goal and the 5-figure goal, back and forth between I don't know whether I want to be in a relationship or whether I just want to have fun, in between being a homebody or being a career girl. It's fucking you up. You can't keep switching between it's working, and then, but what if it's not? Or I'm totally chosen, everything's working out for me, and then moving into, but why does nothing ever work out for me? You cannot go from it's already mine to maybe I'll just lower my standards a little bit. Like, pick your fucking lane. Pick a lane. Stay in it and refuse to waver. In fact, I heard a really good analogy the other day is that there's 2 lanes, right? You have 2 lanes. Think of it like a road, except they're both heading in the same direction towards the same goal. The left lane is the lane of the unwanted, or the lane of the old self-concept that isn't really getting you where you want to go. The right lane is the lane of the wanted, the lane of the self-concept that's going to take you exactly where you want to go. The left lane is where you are very familiar with. It's like, you know this road. You've been driving it for years. You could drive it in your sleep, to be honest. And in fact, you do. Unconsciously, you do drive it in your sleep. But the thing is, you just drive around in circles. You're not actually getting further and further closer to your goal. You're just driving around in circles. There's a heap of obstacles and dead ends on this road, but you know it so well, it's so familiar to you that you just keep driving on it. Yet in the right lane, the wanted lane, it's clear. There's nothing in the way. It's literally just a straight line to your manifestation, to your goals, to the achievement of them. But you're not spending much time there. You're staying in this left lane of going nowhere, and you're not moving into the right lane of the wanted. Or maybe you are, but you're only spending a couple of seconds in there or minutes in there, if that. So I want you to think about it like this. Anytime you are thinking about your desire, anytime you're thinking about manifesting, anytime you're feeling frustrated, ask yourself, what lane am I in? What lane am I in? And then decide, which lane do I want to be? Is this the lane I want to stay in? If it's not, get into the right lane. Through your thought, through your feeling, through your imaginal acts, through visualization, through scripting, through meditation, whatever it is you like to do, get into the right lane. Put yourself in the right mindset, put yourself into the self-concept, put yourself into the version of you who has already achieved it, who's already there. And that'll take you right to the end. But stop with this double-mindedness. Stop going back and forward. Because the only thing keeping your manifestation in limbo is the signal you're sending. Discipline your mind to stay in the wanted lane, even when the 3D looks the opposite. The 3D is changeable. It will change. You just have to keep remaining in the lane of the wanted. The next thing you need to do is drop the pick me energy. You may have read the story that I wrote the other day to my email list about the woman who was very drunk at quiz night a couple of weeks ago, who decided that there was a guy that she was going to make her mission for the night, her target, and she proceeded to get very drunk and very much in a attention-seeking energy where she was yelling and screaming in his direction, trying to get his attention, going over to him, trying to help him with the quiz, buying him drinks, and really just like overdoing it. And I recognized it. I was like, oh my God, this is pick me energy. And this is exactly what we do when we're trying to manifest shit. We're like, I'll do everything. I'll do everything. I'll take all the action. I will do all the techniques. I will journal. I will visualize. I will script anything that I can possibly think of. I will do it all. All you got to do, universe, God, I am, is just give me what I want. That's it. I'll do everything. Just give me what I want. It never happens, does it? No. Instead, we're left in this pick me energy of like, I'm never fucking chosen. So I'm still trying to say, hey, pick me. I'm trying to do everything here. Like, see, like I'm being such a good girl. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Why isn't it coming through? Like, pick me already. But like I said, pick me energy creates more pick me energy. It creates more circumstances to feel like you have to still be a pick me girl. It creates more circumstances to feel like you're not chosen. You're not going to get it. It has to, because that's what you're permeating. That's the self-concept you're in. Overperforming, overthinking, overcompensating, and all of it says, I'm not enough yet. And it's exhausting, because when you show up to your goals with this vibe, chasing and proving and micromanaging, you're not a vibrational match to what you want. You're not living in the end. You're living in some alternate universe where you just really never get what you want. And it sucks, because the version of you who already has it, she's calm. She's rooted in herself. She is certain about what she gets. She's unbothered by the 3D because she knows. She knows she's already there. She knows she's anchored in the end. She's already achieved her goals so many times over in her inner world that this 3D world does not bother her. And manifestation, as we know, is not about doing more. It's about being more of who you really want to be. So in saying that, the final thing in order to manifest, create, have all of your desires in the next 6 months is to see yourself as the motherfucking best. The person who deserves the best, who gets the best, who is the best. You're just the best. Like, you're fucking loved by everything, everyone, the whole goddamn universe. You're just so adored. You gotta see yourself as the best, because your energy creates your evidence. So if you take nothing else from this episode, take this. Flood your mind with images of your own success, with images of affirmation that you are the best, with images and proof of how much you are loved, how much you are favored, how much you are blessed. Soak your nervous system in the feeling of already having it over and over and over again. Get in the right lane. Soak your nervous system, soak your body, soak your mind. get in that fucking right lane and live in the identity of the version of you who knows it's done. You have to get to the point where you absolutely fall in love with that version of you who has it all, that you don't want to spend a minute away from that version of you. It's like being in love, right? When you fall in love, you know what it's like when you're just absolutely besotted with this person and you're like, oh my God, I cannot get you off my mind. I need to be with you. I need to be around you. I just want to be like you. I just want to be enmeshed with you. That's how you need to feel about the version of you that you want to be at the end of this year. You just want to be all up in it, obsessed, crazy about seeing yourself like, this version of me is the fucking best. I fucking love myself. I love this version of me. I'm not giving her up. I'm going to be this version forever from now on. Because fuck going back to the old version. I want her. I want to be with her. I'm obsessed with her. I love her. I gotta have her. I'm crazy about her. Like, I just need to be in her energy all the time. She's like my drug. That's how you have to see yourself. Visualize your wins. Collect thoughts of your success. Keep seeing your success over and over again. Different scenarios. Like if you've got multiple goals, just see it in everything. See your success in everything. See yourself as the best in everything. See yourself as coming out on top in everything. Walk into rooms like you have already signed the damn contract, or you've gotten the love, or you've made the money. Just fucking walk into any place, any space, whether it's in your home or it's out in the world, as if you're the fucking best. Because you are. Because you are. And you're not waiting to see it, to believe it. You're believing it so you can see it. Okay? So, in saying that, this is exactly what we do inside Girls That Manifest Academy, which is my signature program to completely rewire your self-concept to seeing yourself as absolutely radiant, magnetic, the best at everything, so that you can manifest your goals that used to feel so goddamn out of reach because you were operating in a self-concept that didn't allow you to have anything that you really wanted, or it came with a lot of conditions, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of not quite rightness, right? The Academy isn't about hustling harder. Fuck that. Like, I gave up hustling so long ago. And I'm just in radiating and receiving. And it is, I swear to God, if everyone figured out how to do this, the amount of stress that would be taken away from everyone would be insane. The amount of happiness and joy and abundance people would be living in if they just decided to stop letting themselves think that they had to prove, that they had to force, that they had to overperform, they had to make it happen all on their own matter-to-matter effort. If they just stopped and realized that you can create everything by changing how you see yourself, changing your inner world, and setting yourself up for massive success. Oh my God. Oh my God. So if you want that, inside Girls That Manifest Academy, it's totally about upgrading your inner world. So the outer world has to catch up. And inside, you're going to get my step-by-step self-concept process. That's a 6-week program, coaching and support from me in real time, because this is the once per year live run through in this program. Access to a powerful high vibe community of women who are doing the work, a frequency shift that changes everything for you, and enrollment is closing on Friday, July 4th. So if you feel ready to shift into that energy of having it all, and more importantly, becoming the version of you who gets it all and who continuously has it all, then I would love for you to join me in the Academy. The link is in the show notes below. If you have questions, make sure you DM me. Otherwise, thank you for listening to this episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. And if you love this show, please leave a review. And I will catch you in the next episode.